There we go, live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Day in History, AKTDH. I'm Alexander, you. We will be joined by Loon here shortly, maybe, I'm not entirely sure. We're expecting some fridge repair guy to show up anytime between now and an hour from now. Anyway, today is Thursday, yes, Thursday, aka Thursday, August 20th, 2026. The show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a 42-page document to go through today. Look at all those beautiful tabs. We have a really good show for for you today here. Anyway, let's start off in the year 480 BC. We have the Battle of Thermopylae in one of history's most famous last stands. 7,000 warriors from an alliance of Greek states led by Leonidas I blocked the pass of Thermopylae for a week against an invading Persian army under Xerxes I, estimated at 120,000 to 300,000 strong. This date is approximate, so this is when the whole thing started, like, the 300, this is when it all started, well, like, not the whole thing, but when the battle, not when the movie started, but when the battle started. Moving on up to the year 2, planets Venus and Jupiter were in conjunction. This is a possible astronomical explanation for the Star of Bethlehem, and we covered this a week or so ago. I remember talking about this actually specifically. Let's do a quick little image search. This is not providing the same image as, oh, here it is. This is what we saw last time right there. So here's other examples though of these two conjunctioning, and with one behind the other, like it's like double bright or whatever. So that could have been the Star of Bethlehem. Anyway, the year 14, Agrippa Postumus, a maternal grandson of the late Roman Emperor Augustus, was executed by his guards while in exile. That's not nice. 636, Battle of the Yarmouk, marking the first great wave of Muslim conquest and the rapid advance of Islam outside Arabia. Arab forces led by Khalid ibn al-Walid defeated the Byzantine Empire and took control of the Levant. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick. Yeah, here's just some artist renditions of these fightings and everything. What does this say? One of the most decisive victories in Islamic history, Khalid ibn al-Walid's Muslim forces crushed a much larger Byzantine army near Yarmouk River in Jordan, marking the first great wave of Muslim conquests, which are still going on today. 917, Battle of Annapolis, Bulgarian army counterattacked the Byzantines. So Tsar Simon I of Bulgaria decisively defeated the Byzantine army. The year 1000, Hungary was established as a Christian kingdom by Stephen I of Hungary, celebrated today as State Foundation Day. So the foundation of the Hungarian state, according to other source, Hungary, was established as a Christian kingdom by Stephen I of Hungary. And I wonder if they still celebrate this in Hungary, it being an Islamic nation now, and this... it was established as a Christian nation. I don't think that they'd give any credence to that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing? Here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot your fan earlier.
That's okay.
1057. Hold on, so we adjust the camera. There we go. An army under Isaac Isaac the First Komnenos defeated forces loyal to rival Emperor Michael VI Bringas in the Battle of Hades. That's an interesting name. Hades is like the Greek god of the dead.
Yes.
And it's also the name of the land of the dead. So I wonder why it was called such, the Battle of Hades. Let's look this up here. Battle of Petro. Okay. Yeah, 1057. So two rival Byzantine armies. So it's infighting. Yeah. It sounds like. So let's add this here. Battle of Petro, Hades. So throw this link here. This link and all other links that we gather throughout the show will appear in the underbar of the description after the live stream. We already have a lot of cool things down there, including but not limited to all things on the coalition, links to our various sources, the music in the background, and a handful of other nifty little things. We're going to move on up here to 1083. The first king of Hungary, Stephen I, and his son, Prince Emmerich, were canonized, a date now celebrated as National Day in Hungary. Once again, I wonder if any of the Islamists, in that area celebrate this Christian holiday.
Doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. 1191, 2,000 Muslim prisoners were killed after the siege of Acre, reportedly on the orders of Crusader King Richard I during the Third Crusade. So from other sources, it says, believing Saladin had reneged on ransom promises. Why did I spell that random? Richard I of England initiated the massacre of Ayodhya, beheading 2,700 Catholic Muslim soldiers, and another 300 women and children seized at the fall of Acre. So it wasn't just, the Christians are killing the Islams. No, other source gives us a little bit more meat on the bone, so to speak. Yeah. It tells us because Saladin was dragging his feet, so because of the Islamist inaction, 3,000 Muslim people died. Simple as that. Don't blame it on the Christians. 1308, at the conclusion of the interrogation of the leaders of the Knights Templar, the three papal investigators, Cardinals Berengar Ferrol, Etienne de Soisy, and Landolfo Baransky, wrote the Synod parchment in which they affirmed the accused Templars had confessed, done penance, and were absolved of heresy. 1391, Conrad von Wallengrad became the 24th Grand Master of the Teutonic Knights. Speaking of, the Knights Templar and the Teutonic Knights, well, Templar and Teutonic are two different things. They are, they are different organizations, and they are both Christian. But you had the Knights Templar, you had the Teutonic, and you had the Hospitallers, and, a handful of other ones going on. 1519, on the third day of battle, philosopher and general Wang Yang-ming defeated Zhuo Xianyao, ending the Prince of Ning rebellion against the reign of the Ming Dynasty's Zhenglade Emperor. 1566, iconoclasm reached Antwerp, Belgium. The cathedral's interior was torn apart by Protestants. The whole Christian, Catholic Protestant thing, and all that stuff. 1578, Francis Drake renamed his flagship the Pelican, from the Pelican to the Golden Hind in honor of his patron, Sir Christopher Hatton. 1593, the massacre of the innocents. Prominent citizens in Timbuktu were rounded up, and some were killed by invading Moroccan forces, who then pillaged the city, ending its golden age. And I wonder, if wasn't this weren't Morocco weren't they Islamists? Is this another act of Islam attacking people? 1597, Dutch East India Company ships returned from the Far East. 1612, 9 of the 10 Pendle witches were found guilty at trial of charges including murder, witchcraft, and talking to dogs, and were hanged at Gallows Hill in Lancaster, England. All those people who have dogs and they talk to them, they better watch out, 1619, slavery began in mainland British colonies of North America when the first known African captives, approximately 20 of them, landed at Point Comfort, Virginia, before being sold or traded into servitude. That's a really ironic name, Point Comfort, to be sold into slavery? What the heck? I'm going to look this up. It's telling me to look up first black in America. Timeline of African American firsts and everything. I don't know exactly what that note was trying to get me to find. But what I do know is the first slave owner in the Americas was black, and the first slave was white. In
America?
In America, yes. So
in the Northern America, United States?
The Western Hemisphere, the continent, North, South America, doesn't matter. Okay. In the American continent, North, South, whatever, the first slave owner was a black guy, and the first slave was white. And I know that for a fact.
Well, 1619 is when they recognized...
the whole 1619 thing. Because they want to be victims. They want to sit there and be like, oh, white supremacy, boo-hoo, give us our free shit. No, work for it, motherfucker. 1641, England and Scotland signed the Treaty of Pacification. What is this Treaty of Pacification? I'll look this up here really quick. Why do I have here? Oh, I already don't need that here. Pacification, England and Scotland Act of 1640. And this is 1641, so this might be the same one. It was an act. The act declared that those who resume fighting ought to be punished as breakers of the peace, and that amnesty shall not extend to thieves, robbers, murderers, broken men, and outlaws. That's a weird way to spell broken right there. So I'm not even sure if this is the right treaty, so I'm not going to put it in the underbar. But if anybody wants to look this up, let us know the semantics in the underbar. That'd be wonderful. I didn't bother to check to see if the audio levels were audio leveling, but they are. Good. 1648, we have the Battle of Lens, French Duke French Duc d'Alençon, that's his name, defeated the Spanish, right here, so right here, that's a weird name right there. So we have the Battle of Lens was the last major military confrontation of the 30 Years' War, contributing to the signing of the Peace of Westphalia in October later that year. 1672, former Grand Penitentiary of Holland, Johan de Witt, and his brother Cornelius were brutally murdered, and their livers were supposedly cooked and eaten by an angry mob in The Hague. What the hell? Like, I remember hearing about some, like, in the Netherlands or whatever, like, they really hated their mayor or something, so then they ate him. And I wonder if this is the same thing, or if this is, like, another example of the Dutch going absolutely, mad. 1707, the first siege of Pensacola came to an end with the failure of the British to capture Pensacola, Florida. And I wonder, was this under British control in Spanish control in 1707? It was Florida. I do know Spain owned that, and then eventually it was owned by France, and then it was ours. So it never, as far as I'm aware, Britain never owned Florida.
Ah, it didn't get that far down.
Yeah, well, that was already claimed by Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Oh. 1710, the War of Spanish Succession. A multinational army led by the Austrian commander Guido Starhemberg defeated the Spanish Bourbon army commanded by Alexander Meitei, Marquis de Bay in the Battle of Saragossa. I like how there's so many coalitions of various people throughout history. Like, unfortunately, it's a thing of war, but like I'm surprised at the amount of articles that we've covered in this past year. It's not just like the British fought the French. No, it's the British and this and that fighting the French and this and that.
Yeah.
It's in.
Well, anymore you always make coalitions.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, nowadays, yes, but like back in the old days, not necessarily. Like you go to the year 1000, not necessarily. Even before that.
Going way back, but now that we're a worldwide species.
Mm-hmm. 1741, Alaska was first sighted by a Russian expedition led by Danish explorer Vitus Bering. A Russian expedition led by Danish. That's, once again, hearing this is what I was just talking about, and thankfully it wasn't an active war. So here it is, right there. So they're looks like they started here and then went all the way over here, and then did this for some reason, and then ended up here. That's the second expedition. The first expedition went up this way, but and this was 1741 right here. So it was the second expedition. It was Alaska. It was sighted. So there you go. It's the red one. What else do we got here? 1775, the Spanish established the Presidio San Agustin del Tucson in the town that later became Tucson, Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday, Tucson.
Yeah.
We've been there.
Yes.
You've been there a couple of times. I've been there once. Well, actually, how many times have I been to Tucson?
One that I know of.
Okay. Yeah, or Tuscan. Yeah, Tuscan, as the natives likes to call it. So, makes them feel more fancy. So, but yeah, no, I just remember, like, I've been in Arizona a good handful of times, like 2-3 times.
A couple, 3 times, yeah. But always up in the northern part. In the Flagstaff.
Yeah. 1781, George Washington began moving his troops south to fight Cornwallis, and like I'm not sure if you remember, but like let's see here, what was it? The Patriots. What was this? Yorktown. Yorktown. They mentioned it in this scene really quick. Let me see if I can find this really quick. Here we go.
Entrenched himself at Yorktown, Virginia. George Washington escaped from the north undetected and surrounded Cornwallis.
Right there, George Washington escaped from the north undetected and surrounded Cornwallis. So this is when they started. He started. So again, and it took a while because we've already covered the siege of Yorktown when it started, like a month or so ago.
Okay.
Or whenever it was. So I just I like to bring up little things like that whenever movies like touch a little bit on actual history. 1794, Battle of Fallen Timbers. Major General Mad Anthony Wayne defeated a joint British Native American force at Fallen Timbers, Ohio, in the final battle of the Northwest Indian War. So from the other source, we have during the Northwest Indian War, the United States troops forced a confederacy of Shawnee, Mingo, Delaware, Wyandot, Miami, Ottawa, Chippewa, and Potawatomi warriors into a disorganized retreat at the Battle of Fallen Timbers. So 8 different tribes that was in the coalition. 1828, Hindi Reform Movement, Brahmo Samaj was founded by Ram Mohan Roy and Dargam Tagore in Calcutta. 1852, the steamer Atlantic crossing Lake Erie from Buffalo, New York to Detroit, Michigan, collided with the freighter Ogdensburg and sank. Half of the estimated 600 passengers aboard drowned.
Ooh.
Other source says the loss of at least 150 lives. So, that confines, that's a quarter of 600, 150, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what, these images. So there's Thermopylae. That's Tucson. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. So that's what Tucson originally looked like. It was just a fort.
Yeah.
As many of these, frontier, settlements and everything, it was a fort. You have to have a military presence to protect you. So, and there we go. That's the two ships colliding right there. Artist representation. What else do we got here? 1856, Wilberforce University was formed in Ohio. And I looked this up on image search earlier. Yeah. This is a photo from 1931, so it's not 1856. So I'm not sure if this is... I was trying to find any artist from... Here we go. Oh, original buildings of Wilberforce University, 1856. Yeah. I suppose I could have used that one, but it's very faint.
Yeah.
So difficult to see. 1858, Rudolf Virchow's groundbreaking medical text Cellular Pathology was published in Berlin, establishing the basis for modern medical science. That sounds pretty significant. Let's look at Rudolf Virchow. No, I want to know about cellular pathology. So, there. Well, this doesn't give me a wiki, so there's nothing really that I can put in the underbar. So, if anybody wants to look up, though, cellular pathology, let us know in the underbar, or not the underbar, let us know in the comment section. A summary, if you wish. This is also possibly connected because, actually no, like the previous article was published in Berlin, so it might not be, actually not connected, I'm just going to say that. But 1858 as well, Charles Darwin first published his theory of evolution through natural selection in the Journal of the Proceedings of the Linnean Society of London, alongside Alfred Russel Wallace's same theory. So people don't realize, Charles Darwin gets all the press, but he was only like one of 2 or 3 people working at the same time, simultaneously, and I think Darwin was working in conjunction with somebody else, but for the most part, they were all individual, coming with the same, conclusions.
I wonder how they were accepted, those theories of evolution initially. Did they call him a wacko, or did they say, well, that makes sense?
Well, he really had to fight it. I mean, very much like not Luther. What was his fate?
Yeah, everybody's got to fight any kind of.
Well, it was Lutheranism. It was Martin Luther. He had to fight the church, and other people had to fight the church. This is another fight of the church, right here. What were you saying?
No, that's fine.
Okay. 1864, 8th and last day of the Battle of Deep Bottom Run. Man, this has been a really deep bottom, this battle. So, Virginia with approximately 3,900 casualties. That's, wounded and wounded, dead, whatever.
Yeah.
So... Man, so I remember the last time we covered a long battle. This is not a long battle, but last time we covered a battle every day was a 7-day. This is an 8. So we've covered this battle for the past 8 days. It's hilarious. Back in Matsu, Kiniminen incident, the Shoshu domain attempted to expel the Satsuma and Aizo domains from Japan's imperial courts. Going to do a surface level scratch of that article really quick. Kinmen accident. Okay, 1864. Where is the? There it is. Okay, so let me throw this in there really quick. Kinmon incident. It was a rebellion against the Tokugawa shogunate in Japan that took place on August 20th, lunar calendar, 19th day, 7th month, 1864, near the Imperial Palace in Kyoto. Okay. 1865, this is no longer neither source. President Andrew Johnson proclaimed an end to insurrection in Texas. But then we have 1866, the discrepancy here. President Andrew Johnson issued Proclamation 157, declaring the insurrection in Texas over and officially ending the U.S. Civil War. So officially ending U.S. Civil War, and that's what it is. 1886, second Salon exhibition by the Society of Independent Artists was held in Paris and included George Stewart's A Sunday Afternoon on the Island of La Grande Jatte. So, and that we all know this this work right there. That painting right there. So this is when it was first displayed. 1888, in an epic first-round U.S. men's singles tennis match, Palmer Pressky took 80 games to defeat T.S. Taylor, 19-21, 8-6, 6-1, 3-6, 6-4. Wow.
Yeah.
Started off with 19-21. What the heck, man? 1892.
Yeah, they've changed the rules so they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, good. that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
1892, the Transvaal National Union, a political organization, was set up with J. Trudrup as president. I'm going to look up this union really quick. Hold on a second. So, the Transvaal National Union. Actually, I'm just going to do a surface level scratch of this entire article here. So, let's see here. They're just telling me about Paul Kruger. So, I don't want to know about Paul Kruger. I want to know about this Transvaal National Union. So, here we go. Transvaal Province. Oh, was it telling me about the province? Not about the union. All right. Once again, if anybody wants to look up, what this national union is, let us know in the comment section. That'd be fantastic. Moving on up to 1893, Sahishiya ritual slaughtering prohibited in Switzerland. I wonder if that's an Islamic practice. 1896, the dial telephone was patented. Good old, the original rotary and everything.
Wow. And what year was that again?
1896.
Good grief.
Yeah. You want to tell the audience at the time you had a connected line, a party line? Or,
yeah. Well, that was way after 1896.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but no. When I was a kid, you just had a party line. Everybody did. I don't even know if a private line was available.
Well, okay. You need to understand that like 90,000% of people today don't even know what a party line is. They don't even know what a landline is. Tell them what it is, man.
Well,
come on.
A party line is your phone or your home and somebody else's home. You're on the same phone line. So if they get on,
Like in an apartment building.
no, in a house, whatever.
Oh, okay.
They have their phone, but you're using the same line.
So it works even though you're in two different structures. I always thought it was like an apartment building.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. You just share the line probably because they didn't have enough for everybody to have an individual one. So if you picked up the phone, your party line could be on the phone and talking. And then you put it down and you come back later and hopefully they're off.
Yeah. Oh. 1890 or 1900, Great Britain defeated France by 158 runs in Paris in cricket's only appearance at the Olympic Games. We spoke about this yesterday. We covered this yesterday, didn't we? Could have sworn it wasn't 1900. It was like 1904 or whatever. I don't remember. Anyway, 1900 as well, Japan's primary school law was amended to provide 4 years of mandatory schooling. That's not a lot, but they're heading in the right direction. 1901, the Fawcett Commission visited Mafeking concentration camp in Cape Colony. What? There is a concentration camp in Cape Colony? Like, that's South Africa. Is this like the Boer War or something? Like, it has to be. The second Boer War concentration. There we go.
Okay,
Yeah, it's about that time and everything. So, second Boer War camps. What else we got here? 1905, Chinese revolutionary Sun Yat-sen formed the first chapter of Tongmenghui, a union of secret societies determined to bring down the Qing dynasty. So yeah, it says, other source, Sun Yat-sen, Song Jiren, and others established the Tongmenghui, a Republican anti-Qing revolutionary organization in Tokyo, Japan. 3 years later, 1908, United States' Great White Fleet arrived in Sydney, Australia, greeted with a tremendous welcome. 221 Canadian soldiers desert to stay in Australia. That's hilarious. 908 as well, Congo Free State became Belgian Congo. Here we go. 1910, Great Fire destroyed 3 million acres of timber and resulted in 87 deaths over 2 days in Idaho and Montana. So from other sources, extreme fire weather in the inland northwest of the United States caused many small wildfires to coalesce into the Great Fire of 1910, burning approximately 3 million acres or 12,000 kilometers and killing 87 people. 2 years later, 1912, Plant Quarantine Act came into effect. I can only imagine the Plants Quarantine Act. I mean, you know what a quarantine is.
Of course.
But it's for plants.
Yeah.
It's to regulate the importation and interstate movement of nursery stock and other plants that may carry pests and diseases that are harmful to agriculture. This act has been superseded by the Consolidated APHIS Statute, the Plant Production Act of 2000. This authority is particularly important to the agency's ability to prevent or limit the spread of harmful invasive species within or to a state or region in the United States. Pretty needed.
You know, even as you come back from Las Vegas or Nevada,
Yeah,
they check you for, and they want to know if you have any fruits or.
yeah, the state border.
Yeah.
1912, Washington Senators, future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Walter Johnson won an American League record 15th consecutive game, defeating the Cleveland Nats 4-2. In the nightcap, Carl Cashin no-hit the Nats 2-0 in 6 innings. 1913, first pilot to parachute from an aircraft, Adolphe Piguet de France. We covered that yesterday, the first guy to jump with an France guy. Parachute and everything. We also have Pyotr Nesterov, first flight, Kiev, Ukraine. This is no longer on either source. And is that a guy or the aircraft? Oh, it's a guy. Okay. So this was his first flight, apparently. And it occurred in Kiev, Ukraine. Okay. 1914, Battle of Morhange. German troops pursued French forces, resulting in thousands of casualties. German General von Below executed 211 Belgians. The German army captured Brussels as the Belgian army retreated to Antwerp. Moving on up, finally to 1915, the Chicago White Sox acquired shoeless Joe Jackson from Cleveland for Robert Roth, Larry Chappell, Ed Keffler, and $31,500. Jackson became involved in the Black Sox scandal later in 1919, 4 years later. So that's a heck of a trade right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$31,000 is a lot of money there.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's play your little game. What's 1915? $31,000 in 2026 money. Oh. Place your bets. Place your bets.
I'm going to say $1.5 million.
$1.5 million?
Yeah.
Is that your final bet?
That's it.
All right, $1.5 million. Let's go. We are at $1,041,427.43 a day. All right.
So $400,000 off a change, right?
Well, I mean, that's better than $1 million off.
Yeah, true.
Like I've given you $1 million, leeway.
I just took a round number, so not bad.
No, not bad at all. Compare, with, like you have, I'd say like you have like a 2 out of 5 ratio or something.
If you put, if you count in range.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about your general. Like every time we've done this.
Oh, okay.
Out of every 5, you got 2. Relatively close.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, 1918, during World War I, Britain opened an offensive on the Western Front. 1 year later, Wichita outfielder Joe Willott of the Western League failed to get a hit, ending a 69-game streak, 155 hits and 299 at-bats for .505 average. Is that good or bad?
Very good.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we cover .400, but I don't know the grading system.
400 is great.
Yeah, but like
.5 is that you're getting a hit every half the time.
No. What I'm saying is a higher number better or worse? Like how does it work?
Better.
Okay.
So at .500, that's a hit half the time.
So 500 is like inconceivable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're an all-star if you're batting over
beyond
300.
an all-star.
If you're batting over 300, you're an all-star.
1920, Stadion Alan Woodring won the 200-meter wearing borrowed shoes at the Olympic Games in Antwerp, Belgium. He was wearing somebody else's shoes.
Wow.
See, that's a good point. It's not the gear, it's the Olympian. If you truly are a champion, you don't need good gear. You'll just be a champion. 1920, Stadium Professional Football Association formed with Jim Thorpe as president and later became the National Football League, NFL.
Yeah.
It's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to do that really quick. There's a shows. Here we go. We have the AFL, the NFL. I just wanted to showcase the switch of the logo.
Yeah.
No. What else do we got here? 1920, first U.S. radio station, 8MK WWJ in Detroit, began daily broadcasting. We spoke a little bit yesterday about radios and everything. Surprised at how long ago they were invented and how what was it, 1930? They Nazi Germany. Who is it?
Oh,
Joseph Goebbels, right?
Joe Goebbels.
Goebbels, yeah. Saying that the radio was the 8th wonder of the world, 50 years after its invention.
Yeah.
Or whatever. 1920, Israel published its first medical journal, Ha-Rafah. Now wait a minute. Israel didn't exist until 1948. How come this is saying Israel published 28 years before it even existed? It almost seems like
Israel existed.
No, not as a country.
Well, they're not saying it's a country.
So
the movie we just watched, they went to Israel.
No, they went to the Holy Land.
They went to Israel.
They went to the Holy Land.
I thought it was Israel. I thought they said Israel.
They're saying Israelites and everything. No, Israel has never been called Israel until 1948. Okay. You have the Israelites.
Yes,
you have the various kingdoms of Israel. Israel was a person. No, Israel was a human being. Like, and then I've shown you the video that explains all of this.
Okay.
But this right here is a prime example of attempting to rewrite history. In a few generations, they'll read this and never know that Israel didn't exist until 1948, and eventually Israel, they're going to erase Palestine from history and just say Israel has always been there. That's the play, 1922, first Women's World Games, first track and field competition for women, were conducted over one day at Pershing Stadium in Paris. All right. It's pretty cool. But it's telling me to image search this, so I'm going to image search that really quick here. This is a showcase, original women game. Look at that. And this is 1922.
Yeah.
But look, their knees are exposed. Women were short skirts.
Yeah.
How women's track and field made it to the Olympics. But are these from 1922, I'm wondering? Oh, here we go, 1922 stock photos. It looks like they had stockings, at least.
Yeah.
So, but they had short sleeves. 1923, London dock strike ended. Over what? How long? Did it last? How many involved? I'm just going to look that up here really quick, do a surface level scratch. Well, this is way 1889 dock strike, and we're talking about in 1923. So there's no, How many dock strikes does Britain have? No.
Probably a lot.
Yeah. 1 century ago, 1926, Japan established the public broadcasting company Nippon Hosho Kyoki NHK. Okay. 29, first airship flight around the Earth flying eastward was completed. Mm-hmm. And people don't realize, and jet streams and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Most people.
Okay.
You think about first airship flight around the Earth flying eastward. Oh, who cares? Westward, eastward. Does it really matter? Yes, it does. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that. If you're in the industry, you're going to know about that. But if you ask some corn farmer about currents in a river, they're not going to know what the hell you're talking about. Because they don't care. It's not their prerogative. 1930, Dumont's first TV broadcast for home reception in New York City. Okay. 38, New York Yankees future Baseball Hall of Fame first baseman Lou Gehrig hit his record 23rd and final Grand Slam in 11-3 win over the Philadelphia A's at Shibe Park. And this record stood for 75 years until it was broken by Alex Rodriguez.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I had a Grand Slam this morning. I can actually say that. Well, you made it a whole point. You said that you wanted a Grand Slam, and you ended up not getting a Grand Slam. But at least I got a Grand Slam. So in honor of Lou Gehrig's 23rd Grand Slam, Blue Loon and I went to Denny's, for breakfast this morning, and I had a build-your-own Grand Slam consisting of bacon, eggs, pancakes, and hash browns.
I had a great omelet, though, and you just gave free advertisement to the restaurant.
Well, Denny's is it's an American institution, as they said in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And then they cut to a scene of a bunch of Asian people yelling at each other. 1939, first black bowling league formed in the National Bowling Association. All right, I just got to play this scene though.
I must say, I do feel a strange satisfaction watching the black ball topple all those self-righteous white pins.
Can't blame them for being self-righteous. The black balls in their neighborhood uninvited.
The black ball's done nothing wrong.
The black ball's innocent. It has nothing to fear.
Boom! Right there. The black ball is innocent. It has nothing to fear. Problem solved. 1939, General Zhukov led a Soviet offensive against the Japanese invasion of Mongolia. And once again, I want to play a quick little clip of this. We got to watch this movie, Death of Stalin, by the way. It is. Field Marshal Zhukov. Yeah. This is such a badass intro of a character.
They love their medals.
Oh, yeah. Communists always do. And look, it's, what's his face? This guy. What's his face?
Talking about the actor? Or
Yeah.
the person?
No, he's playing, he was playing, Melenkov, I think. I don't remember exactly who. But, anyway, 1940, British Prime Minister Churchill said of the Royal Air Force, never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. One of his, or it made it the fourth of his famous wartime speeches. containing the line, "There's never so much owed
Yeah.
by so many to so few." So. 1940s, first Polish fighter squadrons fight alongside allies in the Battle of Britain. Epic. The Louis Buchater was indicted on murder charges in Los Angeles for the killing of Harry Greenberg, a mob associate of casino owner Mayor Lansky and mobster Bugsy Siegel. Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah.
I wasn't managing to read that guy's name today. We also have in Mexico City, exiled revolutionary Leon Trotsky was fatally wounded with an ice axe by Ramon Mercader, only to die the next day. And we spoke about him getting hit
Trotsky?
in Mexico. Yeah, Trotsky.
I didn't know that's how he died.
Yeah, he ice axe, probably
Yeah.
but still, we covered a couple weeks ago, a month or so ago, he got shot or something in Mexico City, but then he remained there until he got hit again. It's like you'd think that if you're running and you got found, you'd run again.
Yeah.
Why stay there? Unless he was trying to pull a quick one and be like, well, if I don't move, he'll think I did. But obviously that gamble didn't pay off. 1940, during World War II, the 8th Route Army launched the 100 Regiments Offensive, a successful campaign to disrupt Japanese war infrastructure and logistics in occupied northern China. Mom's time, 1941, police raided the 11th District of Paris, taking 4,000 and more Jewish males, so at least 4,000 plus Jewish males. 42, dim out regulations implemented in San Francisco. 44, French General Charles de Gaulle returned to France. He went home.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yep.
44 as well, during World War II, 168 captured Allied airmen, including Phil Lamison, accused by the Gestapo of being terror flyers, arrived at Buchenwald concentration camp. 45, 17-year-old Dodgers utility player Tommy Brown became the youngest player to hit an MLB home run in Brooklyn's 11-1 rout of the Pittsburgh Pirates at Ebbets Field. Loons time!
Hey.
Except it's a year later, 1947, Boston Braves hit 1 million in attendance for the first time. Turner Caldwell in D558I set an aircraft speed record at 1,131 kilometers per hour. What is that in miles per hour? So let's look this up here. Kilometers per hour to mph. That would be 702, miles per hour. So that's pretty quick in an aircraft there. 48 at 15th NFL Chicago All-Star Game. Chicago Cardinals. 28 All-Stars 0. 101,220 attendees. Can the All-Stars stop being terrible, please? I
don't know how that works.
Why do they always they've only won one so far. As far as I only started paying attention to these a week or so ago. But man, for the most part, the All-Stars, they just suck. Well,
They should be all-stars. They should be better.
yeah, you'd think.
But I don't know how this is working, because usually all-stars play all-stars. The North Division plays the South Division, or East Division, whatever.
Well, it's always somebody versus the All-Stars.
I know. So I don't know
Well,
how
who
they
are
work
the
with that
All-Stars?
Well, they must have taken the champions, played the all-stars from the rest of the league. Is the only thing I can figure out. I don't know if they did.
That would make sense. Because then they're not a cohesive team.
Right.
So that's why they
Right.
always lose.
Yeah.
Okay. So this almost seems like it's a setup to humble the egos of all the very big, anchor athletes or something. 48, U.S. expelled Soviet Consul General in New York, Jacob Lomakin. So the Soviet Consul General in New York, Jacob L. Lomakin, was expelled by the United States due to the Kansinka case. Does this sound familiar to you in any way?
Does not.
Okay, so let's check out this Kansinka case. Let's see. Give me the article. There we go. Cold War era political scandal associated with the name Osanka Kasenica, a teacher of chemistry at the Soviet school in New York. Kasenica disappeared and was believed by the Estonian public to have been abducted by Soviet officials after wishing to seek asylum in the U.S. The events were sensationalized by the media and became part of the Red Scare. In reality, the most likely explanation of events is that Kasenica suffered from a series of unfortunate events where she became a political chess piece during an unstable, intense period of international relations, and being left with a poor set of available options, facing deception from multiple sides, decided upon what was familiar and chose to return to the Soviet Union. I don't know, this sounds like a massive covering her ass. I don't know. Not entirely sure. So, Kasenkina case. Strange. I don't know. I think she defected. 1979, 78,382 fans watched the White Sox play the Indians in Cleveland. All right. We also have Hungary, the Magyar People's Republic, adopted constitution. So Hungary adopted the Hungarian Constitution of 1949 and it became a People's Republic. Las Lajas Sanctuary, a basilica built inside the Guijarria River Canyon in Colombia, was completed after 33 years. So that's what this is. So this isn't even ancient. This was built in 49.
Wow.
Like, that's not even 100 years old.
No. Well, it is now. No, it's not.
No, it's not. But wow, dude, like, I saw this and I thought of, like, that one building in Skyrim. Like, it very much looks like, because there's this one, building in Skyrim where, like, it's this bridge, but it's also a castle type thing. And, like, it's not as big as this, but, like, you attack bandits or whatever. But yeah, that's an epic construction, regardless.
Yeah, it is. The foundation is all the way up the sides.
Yeah, well, it's a church.
Yeah.
Like, just built up in the air like that. Look at the interior. That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Ooh, what is this? Are these houses built in? Oh, no, there's a whole bunch of notes on the... I want to visit this place. This looks awesome.
What is that?
Like, a bunch of, like, writing and everything. People left notes. Maybe, like, prayers or something. Like...
Looks like it's chiseled in.
At
least some of it is.
Maybe, but it all looks like placards. Oh, I don't know why. It wants me to download the image, not actually see it. If I click on it, there we go. Let me bigger this.
That's as big as it'll go?
Apparently, yeah. 1953, General Fazlollah Zahedi arrested Iranian Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh in a CIA-supported coup d'etat. We have got to stop meddling with other countries' affairs. 53 as well, Russia publicly acknowledged hydrogen bomb test detonation. 55, Archbishop Markarnos of Cyprus petitioned the UN for the Cyprus right to self-determination. I'm all for that. Hundreds were killed in an anti-French rioting in Morocco and Algeria. So we have the Battle of Philippeville in Algeria. A force of Berbers from the Atlas Mountains region of Algeria raided 2 rural settlements and killed 77 French nationals. So it sounds like a xenophobic action there. 56, Republicans convened at Cow Palace. What does that mean? Cow Palace?
That's in San Francisco, I believe.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I believe.
San Fran.
It's where they used to play basketball in the Cow Palace.
Ah, okay.
So I may be wrong. I hope not.
Well, let's see here. Control pace. Cow Palace. Republican National Convention. Daly City, California.
Daly City's right
Venue,
next.
Cow Palace.
Yeah, Daly City's right next to San Francisco.
Okay.
So it must have been the city of Daly City.
Yeah.
And we just call, like, you may live in Inglewood, but they call you living in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, we would be considered LA, even though we live in the greater LA area, and LA is an hour drive away.
Even though we're not even in LA County.
We're not. But it's the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area, which includes Riverside County, I think.
Goes all the way out there now.
Yeah. 57, USAF balloon manned by David Simmons broke an altitude record at 102,000 feet, or 31,089.6 meters over Minnesota and South Dakota. That's up there. 58, Chicago Cubs used first baseman Dale Long as their first major league lefty catcher since 1906. 52 years. 59, Belgium shortens military conscription to 12 months. What was it before? 18, 24, 36? How long did you have to serve?
I don't know.
That's a good question. 1960, Senegal broke from the Mali Federation and declared independence. Soviet satellite Korbel Sputnik 2, Sputnik 5, returned to Earth with its passengers, 2 dogs, Belka and Strukla, 2 mice, 2 rats, some flies, fruit flies, several plants and fungi, the first Earth-born creatures to go into orbit and return alive. We covered them launching yesterday. Yeah. 61 as well, East Germany began erecting a 5-foot-high wall, or 1.5 meters tall, along the border with the West to replace the barbed wire put up on August 13th. So, like, as you said, the Berlin Wall wasn't built, one day.
No.
It was, like, it started off as, like, a barbed wire fence, and then a 5-foot wall, and then it was a progressive thing. I didn't realize that. I thought,
No.
But it was
in fact, there's an iconic film, not a picture, but a film. I don't know how many people, but it's focused on this one girl running to get across. She's from in East Berlin, running to get across it, and wham! She hits that fence and just gets stuck in it.
Oh, yikes.
And got out in some way. I don't remember the whole thing.
Oh, the barbed wire?
Yeah, she just hit the barbed wire and nailed her.
Now,
and then I think she got through.
Is this like an entertainment movie or is this actual footage?
That's like news footage.
Oh, so it's actual footage?
Actual footage,
Okay. Because you said a movie, and I'm like, are we talking about like
a movie? No,
you said a film or something.
Yeah, there's film of this, not a picture.
Yeah. 61, the Philadelphia Phillies defeated Milwaukee Braves 7-4. 7-4 at County Stadium, ending a losing streak with a dubious MLB record of 23 straight losses. Yikes. Yeah, I had to count my fingers there for a second. 62, the NS Savannah, the world's first nuclear-powered civilian ship, embarked on its maiden voyage, and there she is right there, with a whole flotilla. So that's cool that they all were like, floating with her and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like an image of this beautiful liner. Like, look at that. Nuclear-powered, 62, civilian.
Wow.
Like, which I don't think there's any civilian nuclear-powered anything anymore today. I don't know.
Probably don't allow it.
Yeah. 64, New York Yankees player Phil Linz played the harmonica on the bus despite manager Yogi Berra's orders. Okay. We also have U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Economic Opportunity Act, an anti-poverty measure totaling nearly $1 billion. I'm just checking to see if I missed any text. No, I did not.
Okay, good.
So,
what time is it?
It is 5:46. He's almost out of time here. But let's look this up. This Anti-Economic Opportunity Act of 1964. All right. So let's see. Economic Act 1964. Throw this link into there, and I screwed that up. There we go. But yeah, like an anti-poverty measure. If anybody wants to look into more depth about it, I'm putting that link in there for you. 65, Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron from 1954 to 65 surpassed Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig by hitting 772 home runs while playing together. While playing together on the same team. 65 as well. Rolling Stones released their single "I Can't Get No Satisfaction."
Yeah.
Their first U.S. #1 hit, and here it is right here.
Yep.
Oh, anybody knows this song? Who doesn't know this song? I can't get. And copyright. Did I not put that in the music channel? I did not. Not yet today. Let's see here. 1967. Alvin Dark was fired, rehired, and fired again as manager of the MLB Kansas City A's by owner Charlie Finlay. What? In the same day, at the same time? like
Weird.
Like, that made me think of two things. This. I don't think you can hear it. The audio is a little low on that. He said you're fired, and then she's like, no, we need him. He's like, oh, you're unfired. But then we also have this from SpongeBob.
Patrick, you're fired. I don't even work here. Would you like the job? Start now. Why would I?
He got fired, hired, and fired again. Poor guy.
Hired,
Yep.
fired again.
1967, San Diego Stadium opened with a football game attended by a capacity crowd of 50,000 in San Diego, California. It was later renamed in honor of local sports writer Jack Murphy. So Murphy Stadium?
Murphy Stadium, yeah.
1968, 250,000 or 250,000 Soviet and Warsaw Pact troops invaded Czechoslovakia at night to suppress the Prague Spring. So during the Cold War, Warsaw Pact troops invaded Czechoslovakia, crushing the Prague Spring. East German participation was limited to a few specialists due to memories of the recent war. Only Albania and Romania refused to participate. 69 centimeters, so 69 on 69. Rainfall in Nelson County, Virginia, state record. I don't know why they record it in centimeters and don't tell us feet when we're talking about the United States of America, where we use the imperial, system. What is 69 centimeters to feet? 2.2 feet. Okay, so that's a lot of rainfall there.
Right.
1970, Ursula K. Le Guin was the first woman to win the Hugo Award for the best novel with her work, The Left Hand of Darkness. Well, the left is evil, so. 1974, Nelson Rockefeller was selected as U.S. Vice President by President Gerald Ford. Damned elitists. Nolan Ryan's pitch was measured at a record 161.6 kilometers per hour or 100.4 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I had some heat for sure.
I mean, dude, like, I talk about it.
Yeah.
Look at his hat. This guy's so fast, even his hat is like, let's go! Woo! And, speed. 1975, Il-62 crashed south of Damascus, Syria, killing 126 people. So, CSA Flight 540 crashed on approach to Damascus International Airport in Damascus, Syria, killing 126 people. And by the way, I'm not sure if you remember this, but once again, bringing up Kingdom of Heaven. Remember, when the Baldwin IV, the Leper King, he was sitting in the court and he raised his hand.
Yeah.
He assembled the army.
Yeah.
They said Saladin has left Damascus with 200,000 troops. So this is the same Damascus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's wild, when you know about history and you start looking at the world around you, like there's so much rich lore everywhere you look. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
75, Viking 1 was launched into orbit around Mars and performed a soft landing later, obviously, because today's the launch. It doesn't take less than a day to get to Mars. It takes like 5 days or something, or longer. Actually, it takes 4 days to get to the moon, or whatever. So it takes like a week or so to get to Mars.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I thought they got to the moon in a couple of days, but maybe
Like
4
4 days to get to the moon. At least in the 1960s, it took that long. 77, NASA launched Voyager 2 upwards toward Jupiter and Saturn, later reaching Uranus and Neptune. 78, gunmen opened fire on an Israeli El Al Airlines bus in London. Were there any injuries, deaths?
LL, yeah.
Yeah. 70 as well, Mark Vinci in Amherst, Massachusetts, kept a frisbee aloft for 15.2 seconds. How, by blowing on it? Like how do you, you throw it really hard? How do you do that?
I don't know.
Are you spinning it like a basketball?
I have no idea what that means.
Well, service level scratch this. Yeah, oh, frisbee toss. Okay, so he just...
So they kept it in the air for 15 seconds. That's a hell of a long time.
Mark Vincenzi.
Oh, this is just
prodigy.
not showing me the video. 79, the East Coast Main Line rail route between England and Scotland was restored with the opening of the Penman-Shield diversion. Okay. 1980, Cleveland Indians pitcher Dan Spielner with a 5.45 ERA was 2 outs from a no-hitter when Chicago White Sox rookie Leo Stutherton hit a single. Man. MLB New York Yankee Bob Watson hit Seattle Kingdome speaker for the second time in 2 days.
Wow.
Was it on a stretcher or something? Yeah, I'm referring to, was it yesterday or the day before?
A couple days ago.
Yeah, there was this lady got hit in the head. Was it
foul ball?
The foul ball hit her in the head.
Face.
In the face. She got hit in the face. Face or head?
Face.
Because I know that when they were carrying her out on the stretcher, she got hit again in the
By
face.
another foul ball. Yeah.
Just fuck you and one for the road.
Yeah. Take this as you're going out.
Poor lady. 1980, Pittsburgh Pirate Omar Moreno stole a record 70 bases for a third consecutive season. Man, lock this guy up, kleptomaniac. 1980 as well, Reinhold Messner of Italy was the first to complete a solo ascent on Mount Everest. That's impressive. We also have UN Secretary Council condemned a vote of 14-0 with the United States abstaining Israel's declaration that all of Jerusalem is its capital. I keep telling you, Israel, they're trying to conquer everything. And right there, declaring that all of Jerusalem is, who the fuck are you? They're conquering. 82, Don Lever became the first captain of the NHL's New Jersey Devils. Okay. U.S. Marines landed in Beirut, Lebanon. Why? What are we doing in Lebanon in 82? Do you remember of anything?
I do remember us being there.
Multinational force in Lebanon.
And they, I think it was Iranian who were behind it. They rolled a truck down into the Marine base with a ton of explosives and it blew up and killed a bunch of Marines.
That would do it. Why did we have a Marine base there to begin with?
Well, I think it was temporary. I don't know. I'd forgotten the whole story. 82 is a ways back.
Yeah.
I should tell you there a little something.
It says here, the MNF, the multinational force in Lebanon. Well, this is just telling me about the... It's not telling me about the, this Beirut thing. So...
Marines land in Beirut.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
Lebanon.
I'm just going to throw this in here. connected Beirut, question mark. Just throw that in there as that. 1983, the South African Anti-Apartheid Umbrella Organization, United Democratic Front, the UDF, was launched at Rocklands Community Center in Cape Town, South Africa. Excellent. 2 years later, first National League picker to strike out over 200 in first 2 seasons, Dwight Gooden. Hey, I haven't talked about this guy in a while. I recognize him.
Yeah.
He's the angry guy. Yeah, so, 85, Hans-Peter Beck of South Australia finished a 3,875-mile, 51-day trip from Western Australia to Melbourne on a unicycle.
Oh, man.
Oh, what?
Crazy.
Like, not even on a bicycle. This guy's doing it on a one-wheel. Freaking lunatic. Like, let me image search this guy. That is a... Oh, there he is. On a unicycle. Holy crap, dude. 85, Israel shipped 96 tow missiles to Iran on behalf of the U.S. Why is this happening? Why is the U.S. giving missiles to Iran? Why is Israel giving missiles to Iran? They're just going to use them on Israel. What the fuck? We're literally giving the enemy ways to hit us. This is so stupid.
Well, don't forget. Now, I don't... was that a Tomahawk? What's a TOW?
Tow.
Tow missile.
No, you know what, let's look this up. Tow missile. I think it's like a portable missile. Yeah, it's one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget, Iran.
See that?
Yeah,
One of those.
that's pretty nasty.
Yeah, it is.
Don't forget, the Shah was still on Iran in '85, and I think they got overthrown. I think it was '87 when the mullahs came in. So I think they were
you're right.
trying to defend them.
I think you're right. Okay, that would make sense. 85, Libya expelled thousands of Tunisian and Egyptian gas workers. I wonder why. That's weird. Mets Dwight Gooden struck out 16 on his way to his 13th consecutive win.
Wow,
Dang.
there you go. Back in the news again.
Yep, 86 as well. MLB Philadelphia Phillies Don Carmen's perfect game bid was broken in the 9th when he surrendered a leadoff double in a 1-0 win over the Giants at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. That sounds unfortunate. Postal worker Patrick Sherrill shot 14 fellow workers dead in Edmond, Oklahoma, then, committed self-deletion. Ayo's time! Gonna get through my life in less than 3 minutes.
No.
So just 1 year later, so I have a head start here. 1988, Black Sunday of the Yellowstone Fire in Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. Why is it called that? Black Sunday. Let's look that up here really quick. So let's see. Black Saturday, not Sunday. Black Saturday. Well, Yellowstone National Fires of 88.
It's
So
a big fire.
yeah, I'm just gonna throw this here. So Yellowstone Fires, 1988. Throw this. If anybody can let us know why it's called Black Saturday, let us know in the comments. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? Nothing on YouTube. Anything on Rumble? Nope. All right. Moving on up to where did it go? Here we go. 1988 as well. A 6.5 earthquake struck India and Nepal, killing thousands. Would you mind? Actually, not that. Would you mind just opening the blinds, please? Just a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does this thing work?
Yeah, it does. Like, just not fully, just a little bit. Because it's good. I said not fully.
Okay. Is that too far?
No, it's fine, but it's really bright on the eyes still. Like,
You want it down a little bit?
It's fine. It's fine. 88, a 6.5 earthquake struck. We got that one. 88 as well. Peru became a member of the Berne Convention for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Works. Well, that's why I want you to. We don't need to burn light. Why is this on?
I don't know. You turned it on.
88 as well. Nelson Bunker Hunt, W. Herbert Hunt, and Lamar Hunt. I got the Hunt people.
The Hunt brothers. Yeah.
Were found guilty of attempting to monopolize the silver market in order to pay $130 million to the government of Peru.
They did. They ran silver up to like $50-$60 when it was $3 or $4.
Holy crap!
And then they lost a ton of money in the market too.
Good. Fuck them. Like.
And then I didn't know they got fined $130 million on top of it.
Yeah, good. They hit them where they hurt in the pockets. Destroy them. This reminds me, back in my WoW days, back in 2006, 2007. On the Silver Moon server Alliance side, I knew this guy named Tasty Hamster, and this was way back in the day where you actually had ammo bullets and arrows and all that stuff for your guns or arrows or whatever it is that you had, and he essentially cornered the market on mithril tipped bullets and arrows, and he got banned several times, and he wasn't breaking anything really, but Like, eventually, I think he was the reason, ultimately, that they got rid of ammo entirely in the game, because it was making, like, too many individuals very rich. Because it's one item or two items, because, mithril tipped at the time was, like, the best ammo. And if you had the money, you can buy out everybody else, and it's only yours on the auction house. So only your stuff is selling, and then boom, you're
Are you selling it for real money or?
Well, no, in-game currency.
Okay.
But he became like a friggin' mogul.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't want that. So. No. But it was hilarious. I knew the guy. It was hilarious. 88, we got that one. 88 as well during the Iran-Iraq War. A ceasefire was agreed after almost 8 years of war. Good. Yeah. 1989, dredger Bell collided with the pleasure boat Martianus on the River Thames in central London. The Martianus sank in 30 seconds, drowning 51 people. Oh, man. It was a pleasure boat hitting a freaking dredger. That's like a Prius hitting a cement truck. Like, the Prius ain't going to look too good after it. No. And, it got flung over the fence. 89, MLB New York Mets infielder Howard Johnson joined Barry Bonds and Willie Mays by hitting 30 home runs and stealing 30 bases in a season. 1990, Iraq moved Western hostages to military installations as human shields. Yeah. And freaking, Islam is just, there's nothing more hateful than the religion of peace, isn't there? 1990, New York Yankee Kevin Maas is the quickest to reach 15 home runs in approximately 132 at-bats. Approximately? Like, how can you say quickest when you're working in approximately? Yeah. How do you approximate such a specific number? 132? Yeah. Like, how does this make any sense? Now, 91, I have a thing or two to say about this here. Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi, one of the most popular manga of all time, was first published in Japan. It later became an anime, like an actual cartoon and everything. Okay. But manga, that's a Japanese version of a comic book. Okay. And because they have like a different everything you read it from the back to the front, like you start from the left and you read this way, so like whenever you I think you open it here and then you just do that, or you turn the page to, I don't know how you read manga, but anyway, now Sailor Moon and her friends and everything, like for the most part they're all like 16, 15, 17 in that age range. In our culture they'd be underage, they'd be children. In Japan, the age of consent, to my knowledge, is 12, 13 years old. So in Japan, they are legally adults. Over here, they're minors. And unfortunately, because of the differences in culture and everything, there's a lot of very, very suggestive imagery, like upskirt shots and everything. Yeah. And
basically children.
Yeah. I personally view anime as a weapon to destroy Western culture via like normalizing absolutely abhorrent, disgusting things, normalizing it to our youth. By the Sailor Moon. Like, we've had anime for about 30 years. We've had a serious problem with pedophilia for about 30 years. I wonder if there's a correlation.
Pedophilia has been around a lot more.
Well, there has, but it's really blown up. Like, it's normalization. So 91. Dolphins' Dan Marino surpassed Joe Montana as the highest-paid NFL player with a 5-year extension for $25 million. Estonia formally declared its independence from the USSR. So Estonia, Estonia, occupied by and incorporated in the Soviet Union in 1940, issued a decision on its reestablishment of independence on the basis of legal continuity of its pre-occupation statehood. Very wordy, way to say that.
I wonder, in 1940, that was just the beginning of World War II. I wonder if Estonia was looking for protection from Russia. Why would they?
No, with Russia.
With Russia, yeah.
Against the Nazis, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. 91 as well, the United Democratic Front, one of the most prominent anti-apartheid movements, comprising over 400 worker, church, civic, and student organizations, dissolved. So not people, but 400 organizations. That's epic. Anti-apartheid, and had it, apartheid's gone. Yeah. Awesome. Words cannot express how my heart is filled with so much joy that things like this no longer are needed. Like apartheid's gone. Great. We also have, during the dissolution of the Soviet Union, we covered this a little bit yesterday, the August coup. More than 100,000 people rallied outside the Soviet Union's parliament building protesting the coup. Pardon me. That was weird. The coup aiming to depose President Mikhail Gorbachev. Oh, that was weird. Sorry, all of a sudden, like, something wanted to come up. 92, England scored a world ODI record of 363 runs in 55 overs against Pakistan. Whatever the hell that means, it's cricket. 92 as well as India, Meitei language, officially known as Manipuri language, was officially included as the scheduled languages in the scheduled languages list and made one of the official languages of the Indian government.
Uh-huh.
Epic, yeah, that's in the title. Like, where'd it go? Right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Meitei, Meitei, or however you pronounce this. So, yeah, the Meitei language. Let's throw this in the underbar section really quick. Meitei language. Yeah. What else do we got here? 1993, Mother Teresa was hospitalized with malaria. And I wonder if she recovered. When did she die? 97. So yeah, unless she had malaria for 5 years or 4 years, she did recover. Now, you know, a lot of people like don't really, you know, everybody knows about Mother Teresa. Or most people do. You know, she's like really loving. You know, really like, you know, stop the pain, stop the hate type of thing. Well, I understand exactly why she was such a humanitarian. She was born August 26, 1910, in the Ottoman Empire.
Ah.
What happened 4 years later?
What?
World War I.
Yeah.
She was 4 or 5 years old when she started seeing people
true.
like one of the worst ever conflicts in the history of humankind.
And where
like,
was she born again?
Ottoman Empire. The bad guys.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. What else do we got here? 93 as well. Oslo Peace Accords were signed between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, after secret negotiations in Norway. A public ceremony in Washington, D.C. was held the following month.
Yeah. Carter was president. I think he was the
In 93?
mover shaker, but oh no, that's too late for him, I think.
Yeah. Wasn't it H.W.? President 93. What's the President of the United States? Okay, well, I'm going to have to look for this. Okay, so where
Don't
I'm
worry
going...
about it. Don't worry.
No, I'm going to worry about it. 1990... Oh, it was Clinton.
Yeah.
92 to 6. Okay, H.W. was before that, though.
Yeah.
Then Reagan, then Carter. You're way off.
Yeah.
He was in the 70s. So, actually, he only served for 1 year?
One term, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1976.
And then Reagan beat him.
Okay. What else we got here? 1994, 109.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.2 degrees Celsius was recorded in Cordoba, Spain. Catholic Archbishop Antonio Quaresio stated that all homosexuals should leave Argentina. Yikes. A ferry boat sank in Shampur, Bangladesh, killing between 300 to 350 people because they overload the hell out of all their stuff. 95, Indians Jose Mesa set a record with his 37th consecutive save. Is that a team or a league record? 37th consecutive save. That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
He just says sets a record, doesn't tell us which. A team, it says Indians. So is it the Indians record or the entire MLB?
I have no idea.
95, the Firozabad rail disaster killed 358 people in Firozabad, India, once again, overcrowding. 97, the Sirhan massacre in Algeria, over 64 villagers were killed and 15 women were kidnapped by Islamist groups. Freaking Islam being Islam again. 1998, Supreme Court of Canada ruled that Quebec cannot legally secede from Canada without federal government approval. What?
In other words, you can't. Period.
Like no shit.
You're not going to get federal government
So
approval.
secede anyway. You know, viva liberty, viva la Quebec, you know. 98, U.S. embassy bombings, U.S. military launched cruise missile attacks against alleged Al-Qaeda camps in Afghanistan and a suspected chemical weapons plant in Sudan in retaliation for the August 7th bombings of Canadian embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. And I put weapons in parentheses because primary source just says a chemical plant, secondary source says chemical weapons. Those two are very different.
Yeah, they are.
The year 2000, PGA Championship Men's Golf, Valhalla Golf Course. Tiger Woods won back-to-back PGA titles after a 3-hole playoff, with Bob May becoming the first to win 3 majors in a calendar year since Ben Hogan in 1953. 2002, group of Iraqis opposed to the regime of Saddam Hussein took over the Iraqi embassy in Berlin, Germany, for 5 hours before releasing their hostages and surrendering. That's a weird play right there.
Yeah.
2006 Sri Lankan Civil War. Sri Lankan Tamil politician and former member of parliament S. Sivamaraja was shot dead at his home in Thermopylae. Now I want to read his full name. Like, here we go. Like, just, here we go. Let's see. Wikipedia. There. Sinnathambi Siva Maharaja. Okay. Maharaja. This guy. Yeah. All right. 2007, China Airlines Flight 120 caught fire and exploded after landing at Naha Airport in Okinawa, Japan. Are there any deaths, injuries? Like, that's all it told me. 2008, Russian long-distance swimmer Larissa Eshlo won inaugural women's open water marathon, 10 kilometers in 1 hour, 59 minutes, 27.7 seconds at the Beijing Olympics. Open water marathon in an hour? You're in the water swimming for almost 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a hell of a marathon.
Wow. 2008, Spanair Flight 5022 from Madrid, Spain to Gran Canaria skidded off the runway and crashed at Barajas Airport, killing 146 people in the crash and 8 more afterward. Only 18 people survived. Yeah, 8 more later died of injuries sustained in the crash. We also have Usain Bolt of Jamaica wrapped up the 100-200 meter double in style with a new 200 meter world record of 19.30 seconds at the Beijing Olympics. We are 11 minutes over our hour. Do you want to call this guy?
No, let's finish the show.
Okay. Well, I meant for you. You can go off camera and yell at him or whatever.
No.
So, 2012, 20 people were killed in a riot in Caracas, Venezuela. So, a prison riot in Venezuela, the capital of Caracas. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
A riot versus a prison riot. 2012, South Africa became the top-ranked Test cricket nation after defeating England. 2013, 9 Islamist militants were killed by Russian police in North Caucasus. 2014, 72 people were killed in Japan's Hiroshima prefecture by a series of landslides caused by a month's worth of rain that fell in one day. Where are you going? Oh, you thought... Okay. 2015 as well, after 108 years, a message in a bottle put in the sea by UK Marine Biological Association was announced to have been found in April on a beach on the island of Amrum, Germany. Okay, so let's image search this. We'll get to that here in a minute. So, this is the message. This bottle was thrown in the sea at Cor Aberdeen by Raymond yada yada. January 15th, 1971. After 108 years, a message in a bottle. But 71 is not 108 years ago. Like, that's weird. Okay. I'm missing something here. Anyway, 2016, Chinese diver Shen Aisen achieved the Olympic 10-meter platform double in Rio de Janeiro. Having already won the synchronized event, he won the individual gold by a comfortable margin. But what was the margin? It doesn't tell us that.
It was comfortable.
Okay. 2016, 4 women's high jump competitors tied at clearing the winning height of 1.97 meters at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. All then failed at 2 meters. Bruce Breita of Spain won the gold based on having no misses prior to the bar being raised to 2 meters. All right. 2016, in a blanket finish, Stadium triathlete Gwen Jorgensen took the Olympic gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Games in 1 hour, 56 minutes, 16 seconds, 0.4 seconds ahead of Nicola Spring Hug of Switzerland and Great Britain's Vicky Holland by 45 seconds. All right. 2016 as well, in team sports at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, China defeated Serbia 3-1 for the women's indoor volleyball gold. In the men's water polo final, Serbia downed Croatia 11-7 for its first Olympic title. Excellent, yeah. Serbia. We also have South Korean golfer Inbi Park won the inaugural Olympic women's individual gold with a final score of 16 under par. In Rio de Janeiro, Lydia Ko of New Zealand 11 under par, Shashan Feng of China 10 under par. Suicide bombing in Turkish city Gaziantep during a wedding party killed at least 51 people. Other source says 54 people were killed when a suicide bomber detonated himself at a Kurdish wedding party in Gaziantep, Turkey. The Hungarian crew won the canoe sprint K4 500 meter at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Danuta Kozak became the only female to win K1, K2, and K4 at the same Olympics. It'd be a lot more impressive if she also got the K3. Or
Yeah.
is there a K3?
I have no idea.
Because 1, 2, 4, you're doing multiplication here, so I
Yeah.
wonder if there's a thing. We also have N.K. Jemisin was the first African American author to win the Hugo Award for Best Novel with her work The Fifth Season. Is he white like Elon, or is he black? You know, because African American doesn't denote color anymore.
No.
You know, like it never did. You want to know something really funny? I kid you not, and I've seen this multiple times. I've seen black people, you know, who've like lived in the United Kingdom, you know, born there, raised there, you know, or black people in freaking France, or black people in Australia.
Okay.
I've seen them referred to as African Americans because they're black.
That's stupid.
You know, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like there's such an aversion to calling them what they actually are that we're going above and beyond in our idiocy.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I agree with that.
You know, what are they? They're black people. Do they call them fucking black people? You don't want to call them black people? Then call them fellow humans. How about that? How about we stop with the labels? Anyway, 2018, the Colorado man Christopher Lee Watts was charged with the murder of his wife and 2 daughters. Okay. I wonder if he did it, you know, or if he didn't. I don't know. We also have measles case reached a record high in Europe with 41,000 infected in the first 6 months of 2018 and 36 deaths according to the World Health Organization. People don't realize how many times the World Health Organization keeps trying to do scare tactics. You know, the swine flu, the this flu, the that flu, the bird flu. Well, of course the bird flu. It's a fucking avian, you know? But all jokes aside, you know, like the vaccine was not brought in for COVID-19. COVID-19 was brought in for the vaccine. Simple as that. 2018, Polish immigrant and former volunteer Nazi guard Jacques Palagy, at the age of 95, was deported from the U.S. and New York to Germany. All right. Pope Francis released a letter to all Catholics condemning sexual abuse atrocities and clerical cover-ups, stating, quote, "We showed no care for the little ones, we abandoned them," end quote. Oh, shut up, Francis. You know, your position knew what it was doing. 2018, Venezuela issued a new currency, the Bolivar Soberano, in an attempt to stop runaway hyperinflation. And, that's what this is.
Oh.
Did I miss the pillow fights? Apparently I did. 2015. Oh yeah, I did. So 2015, 30 students at West Point Military Academy were injured in a mass pillow fight.
That's crazy.
How do you get injured in a mass... First off,
why.
if you're in a military academy and a pillow takes you out, I don't think you're going to do well in war, bub. You know? Like, how does this happen? How do you get wounded in a pillow fight? Did they fill them with bricks? You know, what the fuck? Like, right here. First year students known as plebs organize the annual pillow fight as a way to build camaraderie. You know, so... But
Yeah.
I guess they got too engaged. Like, some cadets were injured by hard objects placed in pillowcases after photos and videos of the melee circulated on social media. Wow. So that's ranged from throwing items such as small milk cartons, water balloons, fruit and glow sticks from barracks windows to yelling at plebs and encouraging them to get back into the fight. Okay, so this turned into an actual war.
That's way more than just
That's too much.
They're called plebes, by the way.
Plebs, plebes.
Plebes.
I thought it was plebs.
No, plebes.
I've always heard it plebs. Plebes.
I've always heard of plebes.
I've never heard of plebes.
Plebs, maybe.
I've always heard of plebs.
Okay.
Maybe you're right. You know, maybe it's okay. Here's the guy. Talk to him.
Hello.
So let's see here.
Yes.
Dangerous pillow fight.
Yes. What's up?
Put that there. Moving on up, 2000, so we got that one. Where were we? We got that one. 2016 in a blanket finish. We got that one. Where were we? We got that one. Where were we? We got measles. Okay, we talked about that. We talked about this guy, Pope Francis. We talked about this guy. Okay, yeah. So we're back to. I'll play this when the loon gets back here. Actually, the loon's not going to get back, so. Yeah, they should have just used some sock and boppers back then. I mean, they were around. Anyway, 2019. We have. We're done with that. We're done with that. Okay. 2019 computer systems in 22 small Texas towns were hacked and held for ransom in a coordinated attack, prompting an FBI investigation. Yikes. We also have NASA confirmed a mission to Jupiter's ice-covered moon, Europa, to search for alien life, launching in 2025. What's going on?
I canceled them for today.
Oh.
Because he wouldn't be here for another half an hour or so.
Uh,
So, between 11 and 1 tomorrow.
if he's not here at 11 sharp, we're done with him. Anyway, Europa and everything. 2020, former advisor to Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, was arrested and charged with fraud over a fundraising campaign to build a wall on the Mexican border. 2020 as well, cackling camel toe Kamala Harris accepted her nomination for vice president, becoming the first U.S. woman of color on a major party ticket, saying, "There is no vaccine for racism." Well, yeah, there is. Like, the Kung Flu vaccine, it kills people. That's how you end racism. I mean, just stop talking about it. You know, like, aren't you the descendant of a slave owner, Harris?
Yes.
Yeah. So, wow. You know, what ironic things for her to say right there. We also have a Russian opposition figure, Alexei Navalny, fell into a coma after a suspected poisoning, later confirmed to be Novichok poisoning. Brandon gave his acceptance speech virtually for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination at the 2020 DNC, Democratic National Convention. 2022, 22 million people were now at risk of starvation in the Horn of Africa, an increase of 9 million since January, according to the United Nations, following the worst drought in 40 years. Okay, this article. Whew, okay, how am I going to read this? Misuzulu Kazwelithini was crowned Zulu King at Kwa Kangaling Lamanikinang Palace in KwaZulu-Natal Province, South Africa. I did it! Woo!
Wow, you're better than me. That's all I can say. Even though you destroyed it,
I absolutely
you did a really good job.
I annihilated it in a bad way, but I actually sent that in full to Kaio. He says that's not even in English. I'm like, you're right, it's Indian. And then I reread it. I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's African. South Africa. You know? 2023, Ecuador voted in a referendum against drilling for oil in Yasuni National Park, a world biosphere reserve inhabited by indigenous groups in the Amazon. FIFA Women's World Cup final, Stadium Australia, Sydney. Spanish captain Olga Carmona scored the only goal of the game as La Roja scored a 1-0 win over England. So that means they either both suck or they're both very good. I think they're both terrible. 2023 Guatemala's presidential election was won by anti-corruption candidate Bernardo Arevalo, who defeated former First Lady Sandra Torres. Russia's Luna 25 spacecraft crashed into the moon, according to Rosatomos, the country's space agency. And last but not least, Tropical Storm Hillary. You remember that?
Yes.
A couple years ago?
Yes.
They made landfall on Mexico's Baja Peninsula, the first tropical storm to hit the region in 84 years.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. And that shall conclude the show. Speaking of wow, once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, and these links here will appear down there about 5 minutes or so after the end of the live stream. Anyway, a lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. All of these articles, we have gone through a 42-page document in an hour and 23 minutes. This all happened on August 20th throughout all these years, believe it or not. Anyway, what's the code word? Let us know they're still watching up until this point.
Oh, I haven't been watching for one. Hillary.
Hillary.
You just talked about Hillary.
Yeah, but I don't like that name.
Okay.
Well,
Cancel it.
No, we can't.
Cancel it. We'll talk with, I know, the African guy.
Oh. Put Hillary in the comment section. Let us know that you're still watching.
Woo! Hillary it is.
I'd rather go with Monica. A little bit of Monica in my life.
Oh,
anyway, for your dose of Passive Edge Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We have other shows. We have news every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. We have I'm Okay, You're Okay every first Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. And yeah, put Hillary in the comment section. Let us know you're still watching.
Or Monica.
Or Monica. You know, or Bill. I don't know. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, here you, and until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!